If you have pain right here in your upper back and between your shoulder blades, I want to show you how to fix it. I'm Dr. Jared, and these are 3 fast fixes for rhomboid pain relief. Your rhomboids are muscles in your upper back that sit right in between your shoulder blades and your spine. Now, when you get pain or discomfort in this area, it's primarily due to 3 reasons. One could be a lack of mobility in your back. 2 would be a lack of range of motion. Things just aren't moving the way that they should. And then 3 would be weakness or a lack of muscle support. Therefore, the 3 things that we're going to do to fix pain in this area are going to be to mobilize your upper back, to stretch, to increase range of motion, and then some good strengthening exercises as well. Like I said, you get all 3 in this video. Let's start with some mobilization. The way that I like to mobilize my upper back, what I find to be the most effective, is to be right here on a foam roller. Now, most gyms have these. If you don't have one, I've got this one linked in the description down below. We've got a 6-inch diameter, and this is a medium density foam roller. I find that to be a little more comfortable, a little more effective. And so there's 2 things that I like to do with this. First, I'm going to lay it down perpendicular to my back. I'm going to lay down with my upper back on that foam roller with my hands clasped right behind my head to support my head. And then the first thing I like to do is bring my elbows together. And what that does is that moves your shoulder blades out of the way so that that foam roller can contact right on your spine. It's also a great massage to those rhomboids. And then I'm going to, there's always 1 or 2 pops in there. And then I'm going to lift my hips up off of the ground. I'm going to keep my elbows together. And then really slowly, I'm just going to roll all through that area. If you want to bias one side or the other, what I can do is I'm going to bring my elbows slightly towards you. I'm rolling to the left. That's going to kind of get right on that left rhomboid muscle. Like I said, this is a great massage for that. You can do it on the right side as well. I would do that for about 30 seconds. But then the other thing that I like to do is promote extension through my upper back while I'm on this. And so now what I'm going to do is let my elbows fall out to the side. And now, as I'm going over that foam roller, I'm also going to let my head and my shoulders fall down towards the ground as I roll up and over it. And so no longer is my spine rigid, but I'm allowing it to extend over the back of that foam roller. Again, just a great way to promote extension and mobility through your spine. I would do about 30 seconds on each one of those. After mobilization, we want to do some stretching. Here are 3 of my favorites. The first one is going to actually take place in a door frame. So use your imagination, pretend like I am in a door frame right here. I'm going to use kind of one side of my squat rack. What we want to do is stretch the rhomboids specifically. To do that, what I'm going to do is take my hands and then cross them over, and then with my fingers, I'm going to grab the frame of the door just like this. Now in that position, I kind of like to take a deep breath in, and then as your breath goes out, lean back and away. So my hips are moving backwards, and that's allowing my arms and my shoulder blades to reach forward. So I'm nice and relaxed in my upper back as my shoulder blades are being kind of pulled apart or pulled away from my spine until I get a good, comfortable stretch deep in those rhomboid muscles. Now I like this one too because you can vary where the stretch is depending on where your hands are. If I reach up here a little bit higher, I tend to feel that a little lower in my back versus reaching down here a little lower. You can get that and feel that even up a little bit higher in your back. So you can play around and kind of figure out what feels comfortable. Now another alternative to that I like, if you just have pain on one side and you want a really good stretch to just one side only, let's say the pain was here on my right side, I'm going to take my right hand, reach across my body, and still hook it on that door frame. And now in this position, I'm going to rotate and lean. So I'm leaning that way and I'm trying to rotate to my right until I get just a really good stretch in that upper back area. And so you can play around with those, figure out what feels best for you and for your specific needs. About 20 seconds 3 times is what I would recommend on that stretch. The next 2 stretches are for the motions that are typically the most limited in our upper back. We're going to work on extension and rotation. For the extension stretch, you're going to come down onto your knees. I've got a chair here in front of me. You can also do this to a kitchen table or a couch or a bed, just something firm that doesn't move. I've got my hands and I'm going to put it right on the chair. And now what I'm going to do is let my chest fall down towards the ground, down towards the floor, just nice and relaxed until we just get this nice opening motion through our chest. You're gonna feel that stretch through your lats, but you're also going to extend through your back. So as I let my chest fall down towards the ground, you should notice a nice big arch through my upper back that we're really getting into this good extension motion. And that one typically feels really good to people. What I would recommend there is we hold that for 20 seconds and then repeat that 3 times. Now, to work on rotation, this is a motion that is limited in a lot of people. This is my favorite stretch to do that. We're gonna come down on all fours. My knees are below my hips, my hands are below my shoulders. Now with this hand, I'll show you with my right hand, I'm going to do a thread the needle motion. So I'm gonna take this hand and I'm gonna reach through this space over towards the wall, over towards my left, as far as I can take it, until I get some good rotation and even a good stretch in through that upper back. Hold that for 1, 2, 3 seconds. Now what I'm going to do is bring my hand up and over towards you, follow that all the way up as high as I can towards the ceiling. My eyes are going to follow my hand up here, and then we're gonna hold it up there in that position. 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna come right back down. Slow, comfortable, nothing should be painful. Try to keep it in a pain-free range of motion. And on this, typically what I recommend is 10 times on the right, and then of course we can follow that on the left side as well, 10 repetitions over there. Our last step is to strengthen weak muscles in this area. And honestly, if we're really going to strengthen this area, nothing beats some kind of a resisted row, either with bands or cables, something where you're pulling your elbows behind you, squeezing your shoulder blades together. But if you don't have those available, I've got you covered. I want to show you a few different options of strengthening. The first thing we're going to do would be called a prone W. And this is what it looks like. You're going to lay down on your stomach with your arms extended out over your head. Now from here, what I want to do is lift my chest up off of the ground and try to pull my elbows back behind me. I tell people, try to tuck your elbows into your back pocket. So my elbows come down and back behind me in this W position here at the bottom. Hold 1, 2, and then return to that starting position with arms overhead. And so we're going to extend, we're going to pull and row. The emphasis here, again, try to pull those elbows into your back pocket. But what you should really feel are those rhomboid muscles being super active, really trying to pull your shoulder blades in towards your spine. Hold 3 seconds, and then a good recommendation there is 10 to 15 reps, and then repeat that 3 times. Now, there's a lot of lower trap involvement with that exercise. If we really want to target middle traps and rhomboids, I like the T, or the prone T, to do that. I'm going to lay down on my stomach, but now my hands start out in this position right here. So straight out to my side with my palms down. From here, I'm going to lift my chest off of the ground, and now I want to pull my arms, my hands, up behind me as high as I can. Most people find it a little more comfortable if you kind of rotate your thumb up towards the ceiling while you do it. You can play around with it, see what's more comfortable for you, but we're going to extend and lift and really try to squeeze those shoulder blades right between the shoulder blades together. Hold 1, 2, 3, and then come right back down. And with that one, you should feel a ton of muscle activation right in between your rhomboids. It's a really great exercise, especially if you don't have any bands or cables available. 3 sets of about 10 to 15 reps would be the number I would recommend here. Finally, I wanted to give you a strength option that doesn't require you to get down on the ground. This is a combination of a row and a wall angel. We call them angel rows. What you're going to do is back up to a wall. I'm going to put my hips, my shoulder blades, and the back of my head up against the wall. Starting position is with my hands right out here in front. I'm going to use those muscles between my shoulder blades to pull my elbows back to the wall while rotating the back of my knuckles or the back of my hand to the wall as well. So we get into this position. Now I want you to keep those knuckles against the wall as we reach up and overhead, slide it as high as you can, and then return back to this position, and then we're going to return back to the starting position. So here is the row motion to get into this position. This looks like a wall angel or like a snow angel if you ever did those as a kid, and then we're going to return to the starting position. So think of it in 4 steps. We're going to kind of pull back to the wall, keep the knuckles on the wall, slide up, then slide down, and then the last step is to return to that starting position. But here you're gonna feel all those muscles go crazy. The rhomboids and the traps are especially active with this. This is a great exercise for weakness in that area. Also a great way to improve and strengthen posture as well. 3 sets of 10 is a great number to shoot for. If you need more help with your upper back, these 2 videos got you covered right here. If you haven't subscribed to Tone and Tighten yet, hit the circle here to do that. I'd love to see you back for future videos. Hope this helps. Hope to see you soon.